Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi guys, name's Daniel. Um, what about myself? I'm Nigerian. How tall am I? 6'1". Yeah. What I do, I basically work in the legal tech space. I also play the keys as well, and yeah, I love to go to the gym, go for walks and runs, and yeah, I'm an easygoing fella, basically. Yeah, that's me.
So how long have you been playing keys for?
You see, when people ask me this question, this is always my answer. I've actually started learning keys when I was 11, but it was them ones where I had a teacher for like a year or so. But then I was just playing, but I wasn't really learning or developing myself in it. And then I think it was only when I got to uni I started to like take it serious. So I would say like I started playing properly like around 2022, 23. That's when I started to obviously that's when I even started to notice now, okay, cool, like the way I play is a lot more different now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
So you also said going to the gym as well, fitness.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
have you always been doing that or you just recently going to it?
I started going gym when was it again? Just like after COVID. So towards the end of actually mid 2021. That's when I started taking gym seriously. And ever since then I've just been going gym.
Was there any particular reason you started taking it seriously?
Oh yeah, bro. During COVID I gained weight. Like I was big. So yeah, I think that was what kick started my gym journey basically. And then yeah.
So one thing I want to talk, like one thing I always enjoy talking about is identity.
Yeah.
So my first question is, how do you balance your everyday job and your identity?
Uh okay, cool. I feel like for me personally, because I'm lucky to work in a space like the company I work for where it's very diverse, I think it allows me to be myself rather than be someone I'm not, if that makes sense. Because based off like conversation with some of my other friends I've got that work in a corporate space, I feel like when you work in a very typical traditional corporate space, you basically have to code switch, basically. Do you know what I mean? But luckily enough for me, because I work in the tech space, and the tech space is less traditional compared to like a, let's say like a law firm or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. So it allows me to actually be myself, and obviously seeing other people like color and ethnicities as well just makes you feel more open to being yourself, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So how would you define being yourself? How would you define it?
I think being yourself means staying true to yourself, acting the way you would act, even around friends and close family or around people you trust. But obviously doing it with sense. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't just be like yourself in the office. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't just move mad. But yeah, I feel like it's just straight staying true to how you would act, how you would react to certain things, or how you would respond to certain things around people you trust. If that makes sense. I just feel like that's staying true to yourself. Yeah.
Because I've never worked in the corporate field,
Yeah.
and when a lot of people say stuff like, "Oh, being true to yourself" or "code switch," in my head, I'm just like, "Why do you need to code switch? Because are you not a normal? Don't you act like a normal
Yeah.
human being?" Like, I don't get it, basically.
Now I feel like that stems from not wanting to portray the stereotypical picture that most people in these corporate spaces usually have in terms of like when you think about people like us. Do you know what I mean? Especially you're trying to impress or look good enough for people in senior roles and places. So it's like you don't want him to see you as like a typical black guy. It's like to a certain degree, you have to sort of remove that stigma from the way they see us. Do you know what I mean? So that's why sometimes you might act a certain way, speak a certain way when you're okay with your guys. That's not how you speak. Do you know what I mean? You speak a bit more eloquently, or do you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Cool, cool. But would you say you're fake? Would you say you're faking it to an extent then?
Do you know what it is? Yeah. When it comes to stuff like that, I generally feel like, see in this life, everyone's trying to make it to the top. Whatever's gonna get you to the top. Obviously, on a moral scale, in it, like you just have to do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, you have your plans in your future that relies on your action and how you're gonna get there. You have people like family, friends, loved ones that are like in a way, depending on you making it. So it's like at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do in it. If it means you have to act a certain way, like you gotta speak a certain way, hey, do you know what I mean? Like it's not the end of the world. That's just my opinion in it. So yeah.
Cool. How do you balance working 9 to 5, playing keys, going to the gym
Yeah.
with life basically?
See with me, yeah. This is one thing like some of my close friends actually do understand about me. Like when I say I'm busy, a lot of the time like, I'm actually busy, and it's always because I'm in between work, gym, playing keys and stuff like that. But one thing the best way I try to do to balance everything is having a routine. I think that's very important as well, and just being disciplined. Because for example, just going to the gym like requires a lot of discipline, not motivation. Like you can be motivated today, but tomorrow the motivation is gone. So an example is, like with work, I don't start at 9 to 5 every other day. So some days I start at 8, some days I start at 10, 11. So sometimes I go to gym as early as possible so I can get back, still shower and still rest before I start working. You know, just trying to fit everything in a way that makes sense for me and still stay disciplined. So I feel like one disciplined routine and putting things in a way that it's sustainable. I think that's very key. Yeah.
You just said something important,
Yeah.
being busy. And I feel like that is literally everyone. But are we really busy though? Because let's be honest, are we really busy or we're just saying busy? Because now everyone is doing like the work
Yeah.
24 hours a day. I'm like, bro.
Now I hear it. I feel like no, I totally understand, but I feel like another thing you can classify as busy is taking time to yourself to rest. Because yes, you might have a lot on your plate you have to do and stuff, but I feel like when people say they're busy, it's not actually because they're working or doing stuff 24/7. But it's like busy can also mean I just need time to myself. I need time to just switch off. I need time to just, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's very important. Because if you're not making time to actually take care of yourself mentally, physically, like it's only a matter of time before you break down. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
What is something I didn't tell you about corporate space before you go into it and you realize now?
Mm. I think one thing that I've learned recently is you actually need to do your best to be seen, in the sense that you might be the hardest worker, but if you're not being loud about it, trust me, it's you're basically you're doing yourself a bit.
job. Here is me.
Okay, for example, like whenever you do something, let it be known, let people see it, because I feel like a lot of the times, especially as Black people, it's all like, let me say Nigerians here, culturally you're like, you have to be humble, yeah, you shouldn't speak when you're not spoken to and stuff like that. All of that, you have to put that aside when you're in a corporate space, because if you're not loud about what you're doing, no one's going to notice, and it's going to limit your chances of like progressing in it. So yeah, I feel like, I feel like when I first, sorry to cut you off, I feel like when I first joined, I was a bit too humble, and I had to unlearn that basically. So yeah.
That's why I feel like spaces like that are not for me.
Mm.
Because I'm like, no, I don't do this humble stuff. I'm not.
No, I hear it, though.
I'm loud, not loud, but I'm just, yeah, I'm not straight, but like
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, I just don't feel stuff like that. That's why I never thought of me applying for doing all this. Yeah, because in my head does not make sense to me.
Fair
to
enough, bro.
do it. So, what is something you're currently enjoying in your job?
My job. Kind of like the flexibility, because I work in a hybrid setting in it. So I think that's one thing that allows me to actually enjoy my job a lot more. And having a manager, or like my line manager, being understanding and flexible. Because bro, just past week with the heat wave, you think I'm gonna go into the office? Nah, man.
Get them in there,
bro. So yeah, I feel like that flexibility for me is actually a major thing. So yeah.
One conversation I love talking about is friendship, especially where everyone is going through different aspects of life. That some people are losing people, some people are just have their own issue basically. But how do you maintain that friendship as you get older?
That's a good question, I feel like the older we get, everyone's busy with their own individual life. Do you know what I mean? I feel like being honest and open and having friends that understand, like, okay, cool. Like life can be life and sometimes, innit? Do you know what I mean? I feel like, yeah. I just feel like just being open and honest with people of like, for example, let's say your friend wants you to come out to this motive or whatever, but let's say you're just not feeling it for whatever reason. Being honest and having a friend that can understand, you know what, court, it's not the right time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just feel like just being honest and open about, you don't necessarily have to go into the nitty gritty of what's actually going on, but just letting them know, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, just being honest and open about what you've got going on. I think it's the best way to keep or maintain friendship at this stage of our lives, basically.
Do you think as we get older, friendship is harder to maintain?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because life happens. For example, we might have been friends from primary school up until after uni, and then your workplace decides to ship you to America. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that happen. And sometimes you outgrow people. And I feel like when you start to realize it, yeah, sometimes you're holding on to friendships that no longer serve you. And it's hard to maintain that. So I just feel like life happening and people just outgrowing friendships as well is, yeah.
But what would you classify as outgrowing someone? Because I've always been I struggle with it. Like, what do you classify as outgrowing someone? Like?
So an example I'll give is, let's say back in the day, cool, yeah, when we're going out, we like to drink, do smart, do allegedly not me, but do you know what I mean? Smart whip and whatnot. And then the older you're getting now, you're starting to realize that it's not really you. But let's say the other friend is still like on that sort of vibe. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's an example of outgrowing people.
Because
Just not having the same mindset or enjoying the same things you used to enjoy.
but you can still be friends with them, but just as
Yeah, 100%, yeah. Yeah. But I feel like at the same time though, it just depends on if if that thing you've outgrown is having an impact on the friendship. If let's say, cool, I bring it up to you like, oh bro, like, you see with the smoking and it's not really my thing anymore, and you take it the wrong way now. At that point, it's like, it's even worth being friends from distance. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like it's just being able to know when to be friends from a distance with someone, and know when to just, you know what, hey, just call it a day. Do you know what I mean? But I still wish you the best type thing. So yeah.
What is something you wish your friend or your friends understand about you?
See with me, yeah. One thing about me is, if I'm not feeling something, I'm not feeling it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of person, like, when it comes to my friends, I'm always there for my friends. But when I'm in a space where I just want to be left alone, it's nothing personal. It's not because, oh, I don't want to be friends with you, or it's just like, bro, that's my way of just dealing with. Like, for me, when I'm going through, like, when life is life, and basically, I like to just keep to myself in it. And I feel like in the past, most of my friends haven't really understood that. That's just the way I deal with things, even if they're trying to help. Like, again, I obviously appreciate it, but for me, I just prefer just, handling things myself in it. That's basically how I am. So,
Isn't
yeah.
that your ego saying,
No, it's never
I'm a real man, I can do it?
No, bro. It's not even that. Because for me, I feel like it just ties down to my faith in it. Because one thing I've learned in life is, yes, you have friends and family, but in this life, it's yours, and you're living life on your ones, innit? And I feel like, and the way I process is that, look, when life is life, and I run to God. Do you know what I mean? And in that moment, it's just like, right now, you're my friend. You can give me that emotional support, but I need support from heaven, in it. So it's like, that's why more time I just stay to myself and just like deal with what I'm dealing with myself and God. If that makes sense. So yeah.
I totally agree with that because I've like, yeah, you're absolutely right, because my thing is just, this life is like, you're literally on your own. Like, you're literally, and
bro.
you just have to find whatever is gonna help you. Some
100%.
people is God, some people is drugs, some people say like whatever you feel is gonna help you in whatever you're going through.
Navigate life, innit?
Yeah, because life is hard, man.
100%,
Like,
bro.
I'm 25 and it's just like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't experienced life
Yeah.
properly, but just
Nah, I hear it, bro. So yeah, man.
Describe your 20s with one word and why.
Roller coaster, bro. 100%. I feel like early 20s, life was sweet. I was chilling, yeah, I was, do you know what I mean? But I would say, especially life after uni, oh my gosh. Yo, I feel like that's when life just hits you differently. And not even just like, I'm not even talking on the sense of that, oh, life after uni, you're trying to get like a job related to wherever you studied, but it's just like, you actually start to see life as an adult, you know? And it's like, life will just teach you that, yo, like, for me personally, innit, like, I'll say like, after like, yeah, life after uni, yeah, it was crazy, man. Even like with family, friends, like, you actually then like, yo, this life is, yeah, it's not a joke thing, bro.
So what was happening?
Bro, life was just laughing, innit?
What does that mean?
Okay, I'm not gonna get too deep in it, but it all stems from just the change from leaving uni to navigating, like, obviously wanted to get like a job that's worth, you know, doing long term and stuff, and how that just affected me, my relationship, my friends, even family. Like, so yeah, it was a lot to, but at the same time though, looking back at it now, thank God, obviously I'm in a much better place now. It's like, at a time when you're in that situation, you're like, oh, everyone's against you, da, 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 da. But after a while, you reflect and you deep like, you know what? Even though this person, you didn't like or appreciate the way this person reacted whilst you were going through that, you kind of understand where they're coming from. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. But also another thing is, like, life after uni has taught me is, and it's like, you have to rely on God. Literally, bro. So yeah. Yeah.
So was it like, so when you finished uni, what did you after? Or did you just start applying for a job, or what?
I was applying, bro.
So
When I tell
how many
people,
did you apply for?
bro, when I tell you, like, no exaggeration, yeah, at least over 1,000 applications. And that's just on LinkedIn. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like,
What?
people think, I remember when I told my siblings this year, they were like, bro, and that's just LinkedIn. Mind you, I had LinkedIn, I had Otter, they've changed the name now. I had Indeed as well. I had Glassdoor, CV Library. I was on everything, bro. Like, bro, it was crazy. And it's crazy where you apply, yeah, before you wake up the next day, unfortunately, bro. Like, it's yeah, it was long, bro.
Do you know what I normally do here when I used to apply for a job?
What?
I just message or email the CEO directly. And because I'm not gonna lie, patient is not something I'm really.
Nah, I hear it though.
I'll just so what I did was, I knew I wasn't applying for jobs, stuff like that. I
Yeah.
can't. It's not.
It's a numbers
It's
game.
not for me. I can't do it. So what I did, yeah, was when I was in my early 20s, whilst I was doing uni, I was learning skills that will help me put me in a better position in the future. Basically,
Yeah.
that also I was getting my degree, which is helpful and skill set. And yeah, I was just messaging CEOs like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to the HR because
No, bro,
I need a decision maker.
Yeah.
I need quickly. So it's like, that's literally what I did. Rather than, I didn't apply for 50 jobs.
No, I hear it. Because even what you just said, I did the same thing in the sense of I was emailing and messaging the hiring manager on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get Ed, bro. Sometimes you might get a reply was that, oh, you don't have enough experience. But mate, it's a starting role, like it's a junior role. Like, how else am I gonna?
Yeah,
So
literally, that's something I was scared of. That's why I'm like, in my head, I'm not gonna lie, if I was to advise someone, especially younger, early 20s, whatever you want to do, just start learning and working on it.
100%,
Just start working on it. So by the time you finish uni, you're in a better position because,
or even better still, I'd advise a paid apprenticeship.
yeah,
Over a load. Personally, I just feel like with this whole uni degree, it's just to satisfy our parents. Unless what you want to do requires a degree, fairs. But if not, do apprenticeship, you're learning, you get the certificate and you're getting paid and you get experience. So,
or you can actually go from home as well, because that's what I did. My uni was literally 2 hours away. I normally go there like twice a week, and I stayed at home as well to do other stuff. So,
rich, bro. So
yeah.
And also, whilst you're in uni, don't be wasting your time on what's it called, parties and that. Go to all these networking events, because trust me, it can seriously open doors. Like, I wish to be fair, COVID kind of affected my uni experience in it, but still, yeah, I'll just say networking events from early on, or like placements and internships. Trust me, it can open doors for you. I'll be real.